Hey, and welcome back for some more X-Files. Today we're going to be checking out some creepy old folks in the 11th episode of Season 2 called Excelsis Dei. Excelsis Dei debuted on December 16th, 1994 and follows Agents Mulder and Scully as they investigate an old folks' home where a series of violent attacks have occurred at the ethereal hands of some angry spirits. The episode begins at the Excelsis Dei convalescent home as nurse Michelle Charters begins her night shift.
Hey, guess who died this afternoon?
Mrs. Richardson. Face plant right in a bowl of pudding.
Her co-workers are definitely the kind of people that you would want to be working with the elderly. Michelle visits with a couple patients, Stan and Hal, and for some reason they're not allowed to stay up and finish watching the boxing match. These are grown-ass men that probably served in multiple wars, so if they want to stay up all night watching two guys give each other concussions, I say let them.
No, you got a better figure.
You want to keep that hand, Hal, you better let go.
How about a little sponge bath?
I'm surprised Twitter hasn't gone back and tried to get this one cancelled. Or X, whatever the hell they're calling it this week. Michelle gives Gung an earful as he was the one who told the men they could stay up to watch the fight. After bitching him out, she begins to prep another room where a patient just recently passed. It was probably just the wind. And that, well, it was probably just a little mini earthquake. The spookiest part of this, though, is the position of the pillow switching between edits.
Somebody help me!
Right FBI headquarters, because I'm sure Mulder's just dying to dig into this.
Warning, this video contains adult content not suitable for children. Join us as we make the rounds with sorority girls, college cuties, and the girl next door in the all-new Girls Gone Wild College Girls Exposed. If you're over 18, call 1-800-593-1919 to order College Girls Exposed on video or DVD for only $9.99. Use your credit card and you'll get sexy sorority sweethearts free. That's 1-800-593-1919. Or see more action at girlsgonewild.com.
Whatever tape you found on that VCR, it isn't mine.
Good, because I put it back in that drawer with all those other videos that aren't yours.
Well, this doesn't look like the kind of tape Mulder usually watches. No, it's Nurse Michelle showing off the injuries she received from whatever the hell happened in the beginning.
What happened to her?
According to Miss Charters, she was raped.
Well, this is pretty messed up, even for the X-Files. Michelle claims she was attacked by some kind of spiritual entity, and no one seems to believe her, hence why it's landed on the desk of Mulder and Scully.
She seems to be certain who the spirit being is.
Mr. Arden. Hal Arden.
Yes, Michelle seems to think the old man, who she strapped down, was the one who attacked her because of his advances he had made towards her earlier.
I was attacked, and I'm not some kind of shrinking violet who would repress the memory of a rapist's face.
Unfortunately for Michelle, going forward with a case like this is pretty difficult when there's little to no physical evidence that anyone was even in the room with her, never mind attacked her.
I've got plumbing older than this building.
Thank you for sharing.
Can I ask why Mulder seemed kind of impressed with what he just saw? Michelle is using Hal in a lawsuit against the federal government, but this man isn't capable of dressing himself, never mind attacking anyone.
Ever since this sex harassment fad, men can't say what's on their minds.
Yes, how dare women be allowed to walk around without guys playing grab ass and asking for sponge baths?
What do you think, Mulder?
About the guy's plumbing?
About his story?
Mulder seems way more interested in the old man's junk than solving this case. Mulder and Scully speak with the director of the home, Mrs. Dawson, and it turns out the patients all have debilitating diseases and disabilities, such as Alzheimer's, which Mulder points out is odd because everyone seems quite spry and alert.
Now you got to be more careful.
I am careful.
You're going to ruin it for all of us.
Seems like these old men are up to some sketchy business.
I'm not going to die in this godforsaken hole, do you hear me?
Oh, fuck off, Stan.
Wait a second, what did he just say?
Oh, fuck off, Stan. Fuck off, Stan. Fuck off, Stan. Fuck off, Stan.
And I'm cancelled. Stan pulls a magic pill from the drawer that Hal really seems to want, but I thought these pills were supposed to be blue. Hal can't seem to handle these magical pills anymore, but threatens to rat out Stan if he doesn't share.
In your opinion, do you think she staged the attack?
Miss Dawson? We need help. Mr. Arden's choking to death.
Well, I guess Stan was right. Hal really can't handle the pills. Luckily, Scully is there as she's a medical doctor, otherwise Hal may not have made it.
Al Arden's been my patient since he came here 8 years ago.
Ooh, looks like I spoke a little too soon on that one. Dr. John Grago doesn't seem to be too upset about Hal's passing though. In fact, the only thing he seems to care about is he won't be able to continue testing an experimental drug on him that seemed to be treating his Alzheimer's. Scully, being a scientist, is intrigued about said miracle drug and asks if she can see the other patients.
Where'd you get that?
Oh, it was Hal's. Since he's not here anymore, why can't I have it?
I don't know why, but the way this old man acts gives me real Gollum vibes. The agents are brought to the other patients being treated, and one man named Leo went from not being able to draw a circle to suddenly regaining some of his artistic ability.
That the medicine has improved.
Take the medication.
What is it then?
Way to almost let the cat out of the bag there, Leo. This entire case is looking like a dud according to Mulder, but surprisingly Scully is the one that wants to push on further.
Well, maybe it's not the medication. Maybe it's the place itself.
Are you saying that the building's haunted?
Alright, she doesn't actually believe in ghosts. No, Scully thinks some kind of fungus is causing the delusions and violent behavior. Why not just say it's a weather balloon? Mulder is starting to think Michelle made the whole thing up, despite her injuries being very real. They decide to stay one extra night though, because Scully thinks there's more to this.
Please don't. I don't want. No.
Hey, that's fine. Dorothy starved you. That's if I care.
Why are the orderlies in these places always treating this old woman like complete garbage?
Could I trouble you for a glass of warm milk? It helps put me to sleep.
You could trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up.
Leo tells Gung that he and Dorothy need more magic pills because they don't seem to be working for them like they do for the others. But Gung isn't so gung-ho about the idea and says no. The agents return to the home, and Stan is moving out to live with his daughter, despite not wanting to leave because she doesn't have any magic pills.
You know, I'd like to say I'm gonna miss you, Stan, but the truth is, you are a royal pain in the butt. Hey!
What this guy doesn't know is that Stan was a gold medalist in the 100-meter dash back in the 1920s. It has to be quite embarrassing to be outrun by a man in his late 70s though. Looks like he was also a roofer in his early days. The orderly goes out after him, but some spooky force pushes and he nearly falls to his death. This little piggy went to the market, this little piggy had roast beef, and this little piggy went wee 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 all the way home. Not much of a loss really though, the guy was kind of a jerk.
I got a message an orderly fell out a 4th floor window.
Apparently. Either that or he was pushed.
They really can't be inferring this feeble old man pushed him out of the window, can they? He has degenerative hip disease and can barely walk up the stairs, never mind run, and the elevator here hasn't worked in years. So we have a place for old folks with no way for any that need assistance walking to get around. This has to break some kind of code. Scully and the director head over to Dorothy, who's making a scene because she seems to think there's someone in her room that won't leave her alone, despite no one being there.
You leave her be. Don't you touch her. Now shoot. Go away. Go away. Go away. Don't you get any ideas, mister?
I don't know. If I was a ghost, I'd probably haunt Scully too, if we're being honest. A toxicology report from Hal's death seems to reveal he had trace amounts of some kind of poison in his system, which Scully points out in small amounts can cause hallucinations, which is what Dorothy seems to be experiencing. Michelle comes barging in though because she has something they need to see.
What's going on here?
The place was looking rather drab before, so I think these haunting faces will definitely liven up the room. Mulder asks where Orderly Gung is, suspecting he may be involved in the patient's recovery. Mulder heads to the basement where he rolls a natural 20, bashing open a padlock. He doesn't find Gung, but he does find some mushrooms, which explains why all the old people are seeing things because they're high off their ass. Oh, and I guess there's also the body of the missing orderly that I didn't know was missing.
In my country, our customs are different.
You're not in your country now.
Yeah, we don't take too kindly to your types around here, boy. Gung was treating the old folks with remedies from back home, which seemed to be working, because unlike here, back where he's from, they actually take care of their elders and treat them with respect and dignity. What a novel concept. None of this explains why the second orderly was found dead, but Gung seems to believe there is an evil spirit lurking within the facility.
Someone's taken them all.
Mulder thinks Scully is right that something is going on here, and it's because of the mushrooms. Stan tries forcing some pills down his gullet, and his daughter tries to stop him, like when your dog has something in its mouth and you want it to drop it. Things in the home seem to be going crazy as ghost activity seems to be off the charts.
No, stop, no. Stop that.
I don't know what these ghosts have against Michelle, but maybe she should have let them watch that boxing match. All the pipes burst in the room, flooding it with water. Meanwhile, only a slight trickle comes out from under the door.
They're trapped in the bathroom and it's filling with water.
What?
Open your ears, lady. She said the room is flooding with water, and they better hurry because they only have 10 hours before it completely fills. The useless director has no idea where the water shutoff is, but thank God for Gung. Although the shutoff seems to be stuck because it probably hasn't been used in decades.
Please, my father needs help.
This might be the worst timing for this. I mean, just look how much water has filled that room in the past 10 minutes. Scully asks the doctor if he has any atropine, which is used for treating mushroom poisoning, amongst other things, and it sure is lucky that he just happens to have it. Treating Stan for some reason causes all the ghosts to leave, so were they using him as a gateway of sorts? And like the Black Church in Hobbs End, doors can really only hold so much back. Dorothy seems rather chipper though, because the spirits have finally left. Although unfortunately everyone there has seemingly regressed back where they were before, and Gung, for all the good he was trying to do, well, he gets deported. Excelsis Dei is another strange episode. So the mushrooms were helping the old folks, while also seemingly opening a gateway for spirits to come in. Why were the spirits all evil if they were all the past residents that lived there as well? If they were upset because of how they were treated, I get that, but why would they attack people that did nothing to them like Mulder? Gung never seemed to be in danger though, probably because he was the one helping them prior to their passing. Also, why was everyone so nonchalant about Michelle's apparent rape? Everyone except for Scully seemed to just ignore what had happened to her and brush it off, despite her having the injuries consistent with those caused by such an attack. I don't know if there was a statement trying to be made here, but it comes off as very weird. I'm wondering if this episode took any inspiration from the movie and book The Entity. I did compare a previous episode to it, but I think this one is more fitting. The Entity is based on a true story about a woman named Doris Bither, who claimed she had been raped by an invisible entity multiple times over a period of decades. Although it was never proven true, as the investigation conducted had poor investigative techniques used and was full of confirmation bias. Excelsis Dei sits at a 6.9 currently, and I would give it a 6. It's not terrible, it's just not great. Paul Brown wrote the episode, which would be the last one he would do after writing the much better Ascension. However, his script for the show came in 2 days late and caused a lot of issues because it was seen as being too ambitious and unwieldy. So Chris Carter had to go back and do a lot of rewrites even while they were currently filming the episode. And doing rewrites during production is always a good sign when it comes to delivering a satisfying product. One of the things cut from the original script was revealing that Michelle was a lesbian. There was going to be a scene where her girlfriend entered her apartment, but it was ultimately axed by Carter, who felt the whole thing was exploitive and gratuitous. Steven Surgic directed the episode after contacting the producers, stating what a big fan of the show he was. This would be his one and only credit for the X-Files, but this is why sometimes letting fans become part of the creative process isn't the best idea. Riverview Hospital, a psychiatric hospital in British Columbia, was used as the setting for the episode, and during production, many of the cast and crew claimed they could hear strange sounds and voices emanating from within. Many of them were so spooked they said they wouldn't enter the bowels of the building, fearing that it could be haunted. The building has also extensively been used in other productions like Deadpool, Smallville, and let's not forget the cinematic masterpiece that is Grave Encounters. Special effects supervisor David Gauthier built a tank in order to flood the bathroom and burst the door open. He ended up flooding the hallway set with over 3,300 gallons of water, or nearly 12,500 liters. David Fresco played the role of Frisky Hal Arden. He was born in 1909 and got his start in the 1946 film Crime of the Century and has been in many films and shows over the years. He passed away in 1997 at the age of 87. Eric Christmas played the role of Stan Phillips, Hal's partner in crime. He was born March 19, 1916, and is another actor who's been in just about everything, from Bonanza to Porky's and 54 episodes of Days of Our Lives. He too has since passed in July of 2000. The lovable Frances Bay played the role of Dorothy. She was born January 23, 1919, and didn't make her debut in film or TV until she turned 59 years old. She would often play a funny or eccentric grandmother, like her role in the comedy film Happy Gilmore, and she would often make guest appearances in sitcoms, with one of her most notable being Mabel in the hit sitcom Seinfeld.
I want that ride, lady!
Help! Someone help!
Shut up, you old pig!
Frances could also have a bit of a darker side too, when appearing in things like Twin Peaks, or the little old lady running the inn in the John Carpenter film In the Mouth of Madness. She too is no longer with us, passing away September 15, 2011 at the age of 92. Last but certainly not least, we have Sab Shimono, who played the role of Gung. He was born July 31st, 1937, and is a Japanese-American actor who got his start in the Armstrong Circle Theater. While he did many live-action roles, he's also well known for his voice acting work, with quite possibly his biggest role being that of Uncle in the animated series Jackie Chan Adventures. But my personal favorite is his brief part in The Simpsons as Mr. Sparkle. Excelsis Dei is an okay episode. It has its issues, but trust me, there is far worse. Would I recommend it? Maybe. If you really want to see every episode of the series, then yeah, you could check this one out, but don't expect a whole lot. Check back soon though as we take a look at a pregnant woman haunted by visions of a past life and a serial killer that may still be on the loose in the episode Aubrey. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please leave a like. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this episode, and please subscribe if you'd like more videos like this. Thank you all for watching, and as always, stay spooky.
Friday. There has been awakened. An invisible force is unleashed.
Are you saying that a spirit killed this man Upshaw?
And it's after Mulder and Scully.
And when again?
Mulder!
Don't miss The X-Files. Friday at 9, 8 Central on Fox.